when I do cry.
Yeah,
It's
when
not the
she's
most helpful.
crying, she's lying.
Yeah.
If you want to be destroyed like really fast, believe a woman when she's crying. She will destroy you.
You know, but
Jesse Lee Peterson always bringing that heat, or bringing that light, I should say. Hey, welcome back to the channel, everybody. I appreciate it. If you're new, subscribe. YouTube don't like me, okay? Subscribe. My last video, I think I had like 900 views, 800 views, but I only have 26 subscribers. So if you're watching the video, just subscribe. You know, I'm trying to get over 500 so I can go live and we can talk about things, you know, on a level where it's more a back and forth. So yeah, hey, Ye showed up at Jesse Lee Peterson's church, I guess over the 4th of July weekend. And I'm telling you, when I saw that, I just saw it here on, I was scrolling through X and someone had clipped it. I was like, whoa, I mean, it's perfect. Jesse Lee Peterson is pretty much my pastor. I'm not gonna lie, for the last maybe 5 years. He has a real bad rep by the mainstream, and a lot of the establishment Negroes really have been sent to hate this man. But he gives good, straight, clean knowledge. And I appreciate the fact that Ye recognizes that and he showed up. So they do have an interaction here. We're gonna check it out. I'm gonna be pretty quiet through it. Here's my advice for y'all. You can do what you want, like Jesse say, right? Think about what's being asked, okay? And kind of maybe see how it applies to us in general. You know, really sit with it and be still with the way he's asking the questions and Ye's response. I don't know how long the interaction is. I don't think it's more than a couple minutes, so we'll go ahead and get straight to it. Like I said, subscribe and let's go.
Do you have anger?
Yeah, I think I'm the walking, living embodiment of anger.
I can't hear you. What'd you say?
Yes.
Speak up for me.
Yes.
What'd you say?
Yes, I do have anger.
You do. Why don't you drop your anger?
Yeah, that's what I'm learning here.
You learning what?
To drop the anger.
And so what do you, is this your first time here?
Yes.
And what's your name and how did you hear about us?
My name is Ye. I heard about you from Hassan.
Right on. Any questions first about anything that you've heard or anything? Or working on yourself and all that?
No.
Okay. Why don't you drop the anger?
Oh, I'm deciding to do that after hearing this.
Oh. What would happen to you if you had no anger?
I could be used by God more.
That's for sure. Do you know where your anger came from? How did you become angry?
Just different events throughout my life that I felt were didn't add up, where 2 + 2 didn't equal 4. And the answer to why it didn't happen was just somebody just shrugging their shoulders.
The last thing you said, what?
The answer to why the simple math didn't add up or it didn't go my way is that someone just looked at me and shrugged their shoulders.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
What has Hassan told you you need to forgive your mother? Your anger came from her?
No, I didn't hear that before today.
Are you serious? He didn't tell you that. What? No. You're never going to be free until you forgive your mother. You become just like her. You become like what you hate, and the thoughts and the emotions and all that is hers. That's why God said that all who were born of the woman must be born of the Father. So you got to forgive her for what she done to you when you were a little kid, imposed her will on you, too mothering, too dominating.
We'll take a break right there. I just want to, before we lose the point. So I let it play there a while, kind of give you my understanding on what I'm taking away from this so far. I like when Jesse asks questions like, where did the anger come from? And he's asked a lot of people this kind of question. And I like to hear him asking Ye that. And that's a question I think we all should be asking. Where is this anger coming from? All right. And then Ye responds, basically seeing the world how it is, and he uses the analogy of 2 + 2, that, telling you that it equals one thing, it's nothing else. And then when you ask why, you get the, And I like how Ye broke that down, how he used that analogy, because it's true. A lot of stuff doesn't add up, and we know it doesn't add up. And when you ask the questions, the answers or explanations, because you're not even really getting an answer, you're getting explanations. It's not adding up. It's not adding up. There's a scripture that says, surely oppression can make a wise man mad. Now, you can break that down how you want to, but I think Ye's leaning into that. One thing I did want to say about the anger real quick. When I think of the word anger, the way I see it now, I didn't always see it like this. So now I can say I have no anger, because when I think of anger, my concept of anger is against God. Anger is something when you're going against God. That's anger. Love is with God, right? So, to put it in practical terms, interrupting natural processes, Jesse, I got really turned on to Jesse. He did an interview with a black abortion doctor. If you haven't seen that, go check that out. And Jesse lit him up, but not in an ungodly way. He just asked questions, basically. The questions he asked pretty much everybody the same kind of way. And from that moment, I was like, who is this guy? Let's learn more, because I had seen him before. But yeah, that's how I see anger. So I have no anger. I'm not that's how I see it. And I know there's another way of seeing anger where it's more like, you're upset when you see something, you're angry, like, F that, I get it. But maybe that's not anger. Maybe seeing something and speaking up is not anger. Maybe anger is when you actually just go against God. So let's keep it on playing. Make sure y'all leave a comment too, man. I'll be having, pretty good views for a small channel, and people don't want to comment. I will respond back to as much as I can. Pretty much all of them for the most part. I'm a small channel. And make sure you subscribe. Let's go.
Turn you away from your father. You must go to her. It's when you can see that I do have this anger. I'm just like my mother. And you go to her, hey mother, I'm sorry for resenting you. You recreated me in your image, and I can't help myself. I'm just like you. I'm sorry for resenting you. And God will forgive you. Don't ask for forgiveness. You got to admit that you're wrong for judging. Anyone that has anger judges, and anyone that judges play God, and you will never know God. You'll know about him. You hear about him, you talk about him, but you won't know him. But you got to face your mother and forgive her.
Now, Jesse has a pretty solid doctrine as it comes to male and female, I guess, energy or spirits, however you want to call it, and how they interact and what their nature is. So a lot of it, he talks about the mother. I'm not going to break that down. I really suggest you go back and watch a lot of Jesse's videos. He talks about the mother, not in a bad way. People take it negatively, and they're not really listening to what he's saying. A lot of people have been programmed just to hear certain words and get quote unquote triggered. Everybody's programmed, really hear what he's saying and hear the words that he's saying. Okay. And think about it from he's a biblical perspective. Okay. Look at it from a very natural perspective in what he's saying, a godly perspective.
And your father, for not protecting you from your mother, he didn't know how to deal with the hell in her. He loved you. He just didn't know how to deal with the hell in your mother because he married his mother. Your mother became his mother, and the cycle repeats itself. So you got to forgive him for not protecting you from her.
I respect Jesse because Jesse tells everyone the same thing. He said this thing all the time to everyone. If you know anything about Jesse Lee Peterson's radio show, The Fallen State, whatever it is, he tells everyone the same information. So it's interesting to hear him tell it to Ye, the same way he would tell it to anyone. I love that.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I was digesting that from what people was talking about when they were talking earlier. I thought that was, I like this really stern black and white approach.
Yeah.
And it may, or I feel that I see clarity in it.
Right on. And if you could see it a little bit, that God is allowing you to see it. I can't make you see it. No one here can make you see it. Only God allows those who see it who want to see it. He doesn't let everybody see it because most people don't want to see it. Most people love their misery. They love their thrills. They love their hell. One last quick question, and I got to move on.
Yeah, before he gets to that question there, I like how Ye saw that right away. Jesse's approach to black and white. Ye used the term black and white. I like the term ones and zeros, just from my background and and what I do. The ones and zeros of it, the bits and the bytes, ones and zeros. And it does add a bit of clarity to a lot of situations. There's a lot of situations that go on and the media use it to manipulate you because you're not looking at it from a binary way. There's time to add color. And, I know Ye would think probably he wants to add color. I get it. Yeah, God is not no boring thing, right? God wants to add color. God has style. God has flavor. But in matters of morality, if you look at things binary, ones and zeros, it'll help you see through a lot of the fog that the red media throws at us. I'll give you an example. I'll talk about it. The Metcalf situation, the young high school student, black high school student, and the white high school student, and the black high school student stabbed the white high school student. The media hyped that up, as a racial thing, and who knows, right, what's in the hearts of everyone, right? But it was just a bad situation, period. So we got to see what the facts are on that. But to see how they tried to spin it, and where they were highlighting that, black people were just supporting the kid because he was black. Well, that's how the media can use you to make you look stupid, for one. And they can play on your emotions. But if you have a ones and zeros approach to things, it just adds that bit of clarity where you can say, hey, if you're right, you're right, you're wrong, you're wrong. And it just clears up so much of the mess. So I'm glad Ye was able to point that out with the black and white approach that Jesse uses. All right, my bad. I know I'm rambling.
Who are you?
I think of a lot of things when you ask that. I come up with a lot of different answers.
Okay, and you give me those answers, some of them.
I'm a son, I'm a father, I'm a king, I'm a student, I'm a teacher, I'm a husband, I'm a leader. Those are the things that come
Okay.
up. Yeah.
So those are the things you do, but who are you? You name me all the stuff you do.
Can I cheat off his test?
What a mess! No cheating here, buddy. You told me who you, what you do, and you have kids, what you have, and all that other stuff, but you didn't tell me who you are. Who are you?
I don't know what answer you're looking. I don't know how to answer that.
Did you know you didn't know who you really are? Before now?
Yeah, I must have been looking for something. That's why I pulled up to church, to the meeting.
So you didn't know that you didn't know who you are. Before now, you didn't know who you are. You don't know yourself. You don't know who you
Yeah,
are.
I think I have those titles like when you're talking about school earlier and people go to school and then I forgot you were talking with her about it earlier and people go to get degrees to define themselves.
I'm a doctor. I'm a lawyer. I'm a therapist. I'm the president. Okay, but who are you? That's what you do, dummy. But who are you? People don't know who they are. That's why they're lost. What is it like? Last question, then I got to go here. What is it like living a life not knowing who you are? What is it like living that way?
That's so interesting to hear Jesse ask, Ye questions like this. And I love Ye's humbleness. See, y'all got Ye all mixed up.
It's like my navigation today is kept rerouting.
Oh, man. Any questions or anything?
Where'd you get that shirt from? I want to get one of those.
I love this shirt. It was a gift.
I think Jesse rocks that shirt like every 4th of July. I've seen him in that shirt a lot.
Someone gave it to me. You want it, you can have it.
Wow.
You want it?
Oh, not
I'll
right now, but like later. I think
I'll give it to you after the meeting, you can have it. Amazing.
Jesse respects Ye big time. And I respect that Jesse respects Ye, and I respect that Ye respects Jesse. That's how we should do. Respect. This is respect.
So any other question or anything? Oh, did Hassan tell you to do the silent prayer so you can learn to be still and let God take over?
no, he didn't tell me that either.
Why haven't you told him these things?
Well, he's here. I'm having you tell him.
But you are the light too. You just said we're brothers. Christ, we're brothers, and you know the truth, and that's your friend. Why haven't you told him the truth? Or point the way toward the truth to him? Why have you done that? I really want to know.
No, you're right.
No, that was the question.
I'm sorry. I don't know. It's overwhelming. It's a lot. It's like this is a crazy moment right now because he's like my two favorite people on the planet Earth, and it's like this makes me so happy that this moment is happening. So let's just stay in the positive, Jesse. I don't know. I don't got.
Hey, Hassan said some real stuff there. I don't know who Hassan is at all, but shout out to him definitely for pulling up there. I guess Ye has a relationship with Hassan. If anybody knows who that is, feel free to put a comment in there. I'm pretty up to date on Ye stuff, but I'm not sure who Hassan is. But Jesse asked a good question. Why haven't you told him? Why haven't you told him? You're the light too, right? We are the light, right? If we're brothers in Christ, we are the light.
I got an answer for you on that one. I'm sorry.
But that's amazing to me. That he is a good friend, I know. You know the truth, how to get to the truth. What he needs to do to get there. And if he accepts it, fine. If he doesn't, fine. But at least you know. And you don't have to impose it on him, but at least you know. It's interesting that you haven't mentioned it to him at all.
Well, I've shown him some videos. I don't know. Here's the thing. You're a lot to take in, so I'm just slowly.
Oh.
It's.
All right, we'll stop it there. Great interaction there. I think that's it. If there's more, I'm sure everyone else will find that. Hey, very good interaction. Go back and watch this interview. If you're not familiar with Jesse Lee Peterson, I suggest you can do what you want, but he's a good pastor. He's the grandfather that all black people needed. A couple generations that didn't get the granddaddy. I didn't get mine. not for a long time. So I think he's been having a good message for a long time. And you can go back on Jesse. See, I'm gonna have to see him give Jesse props. You know, Jesse been teaching his message for a long time. I think he said like 30 years. And it has not changed too much, really. It really has not. He's been saying the same message. God sent him here to send this message. And it really has not changed. Regardless of who the president was, regardless of what was going on. He's been talking about the immigration thing, you know, and how it will affect the black community. When he was saying it back then in the early 2000s and 2010s, people was calling them racist and da-da-da. And now look at black people crying about immigrants. So Jesse Lee he's a seer. He's definitely sent here for a reason. Check him out. Shout out to Hassan, even though I don't know these people. And then shout out to Ye, most definitely, man, for shining a light on my pastor like that. See y'all next time.